All right, Joe Casey, Casey Aviation. So let's talk for just a second, Tom. This is your second North Atlantic crossing.
That's correct.
One in a King Air, now in your own jet prop. Part of this was where I kind of backed off, not really playing co-pilot, I'm more playing safety pilot on this trip. Talk to us just a little bit about do you think you could do this on your own? You know, for the guy that, talk to me a little bit. Do you think you could do this on your own without me being here? And I don't mean that I'm saving the day or anything. Right. That's not what I'm saying. But, you know, sometimes it's having the other guy in the cockpit just to make that one thing said. But I know what I think, and I want to do what you think on it.
So I would think that I could probably get it done. I might not attempt it in such difficult weather in the winter. I'd consider doing it in the summer when it's a little less threatening, when there's a few less things to do. I think that I would definitely use a dispatch company. In this case, we're using Kenmore Aviation with Travis Holland, which has been excellent.
Yeah, of course.
And so I would certainly want to do that. And I think that probably I could get this done. It would be at times I'd have questions and sure be happy to have somebody in that right seat that I could ask who's done this before.
Yeah.
But if I didn't, I think that I could somehow muddle my way through. And I think some of the hardest part is they do the airspace control differently than I'm used to in the United States.
Right, yeah.
It makes sense once you learn it, but you need to sort of get an idea of what they're asking for. If somebody explains it to you, it's a good idea before you'd ever go. And then the different accents and the way people use different words.
Right. They use English, but it doesn't always come across sounding like English.
I know you're saying English, and I have no idea what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly. So, well, I agree with that assessment, meaning I think you could do it. And but I do think we're doing a February crossing, probably one of the harder times of the year to go across, just because there's lots of ice, lots of snow, lots of the temperatures are still bitter cold everywhere. So it's an interesting perspective. But I think you could with 2 under your belt if you went with a familiar airplane, you know, things of that nature. So, but yeah, it's something that's doable. But don't do it on your own the first time around. I don't know what number I'm on right now.
Bad idea.
I don't know what number. I think I'm at 25 or 30 right now, Atlantic crossings. And there's still, I learn every time something comes up new. You know, today in Narsarsuaq was certainly a learning experience.
Yeah.
And I think the big one on this one is just lots of ground ice. So, you know, taxiing around, landing around on snow and ice on this trip has been probably the biggest thing.
I think that's made some of the most thoughtful points in this trip when we were taxiing on solid ice, even to the point of just pulling the prop all the way back into feather and taxiing at maybe less than a mile an hour with winds blowing on us. This was tough to taxi around.
This has been an interesting one. Okay, Joe Casey with Casey Aviation, signing off.